Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Shamar,
And your boy Better.
and we are SB Podcast.
SB Podcast, baby.
Hey, Better, man.
What's up?
Where do I begin today? I need to kind of like let it out. I have a lot of emotions running through my head. And my mind and
Oh man, what's going on?
Man, I feel like today my baby boy died, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, rest in peace.
And it feels sad, and I cannot look. At first, when that nigga died, I felt relief. I was like, you know what? I don't have to take care of it anymore.
He's a bad dad. You think black people are bad after being a father?
And for you guys,
just
well,
joking.
that's it's not a sad day, but at the same time, it just feels a little weird. The fact that I am banned from my TikTok for things that I have not done it.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
What happened? How'd you get banned?
TikTok banned me because some fangirl showed up on my room and flashed it. Literally flashed it and just put everything, all her goodies out where the world can see it. You get me?
What? Bro, how that? So what did you do about it? Like, did you just? Where were you at?
Look, let me tell you this story, right? So I'm on my computer writing my morning, emails, responding emails as I'm also live. So I have my coffee usually. I go on live. I have my computer, right? So I'm chatting with people asking me questions. We have a few amount of people, a good people, 60 people, right? And then I was like, you know what? It's about time. So now you can request it. Come on up. I let people come up. They chit-chatting with me. I got comfortable and lose my guard. You know what I'm saying? As I'm focusing on this, this person just came up. At first she was like, yeah, I put my hijab on you. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So where you from?
Hijab is crazy.
Next thing I know, she was like, I will flash it. And I was like, you know me, bro. I said, you ain't gonna do shit. And she was like, I will flash it. I said, go ahead.
She took off the hijab?
Everything out. And she twerked. And guess what? You cost me my space, my place where I enjoyed. In fact, but with that being said, yo, man, how was your week?
Alhamdulillah, my week was pretty chill, nothing too crazy. Same old. Planning for the future and whatnot, and doing what I gotta do.
What's up with you, fam?
Me?
Yes.
KC3000.
Just surviving.
Surviving what? How was your week? What happened to you? Do you even pay attention that I'm actually talking to you about what had happened to me, losing my account?
I know you're very hurt, man. I'm hurt for you.
Wait, do you feel it?
Do I feel it?
Yeah, do you feel it? Like, do you hear it from my voice?
Do you want me to lie or?
Yeah, lie to me.
No, yeah.
He said, "Yeah, lie to me."
No. I understand what it meant to you, so I am very sad.
Nah, actually, look, it is a blessing or in disguise. Who knows? It might be bigger and better. But at the end of the day, we are live. We're back on our shooting our TikTok. And today we're trying to share with you guys the Pareto rule.
Ooh.
Yes,
we're getting into it?
Yes, sir. What is the Pareto rule, bro? 80%.
Yeah, I'll explain it.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Please, go ahead.
So, is it true that 80% of women are only dating 20% of men? Now, it sounds wild, but when you look at the data, behind these apps, you might start to wonder. Today, we are unpacking the numbers, the nuances, and what this all says about modern day love. All right, now y'all stick with us. We're talking about modern day love. We're talking about attraction and technology's role in shaping our relationships today. Malantan. Let's get into it, yeah?
Okay.
You know the 80-20%?
Yes, the 80-20% is about, it's called Pareto principle rule, where it's about 80% of the cost. 80% of the
women are only dating 20%
of the man.
Now, to break it down for you guys, that's basically saying that women are dating the same person almost over and over and over again.
Technically, that's what it is. If they're only going for, only 20% make them feel excited, and the rest of men doesn't interest them as much as this 20.
Okay. Folks, he says that, but listen, I got some more stats for you, okay? So between the ages of 18 to 29, About 47% of people within that age range are single.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to 35-year-olds, there's about 31% of people that are single too.
Amongst the 35 year or
Amongst
year
the
old.
35. So when we have these stats, and you have people dating the same people over and over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
and they're ending up being single,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a dog chasing its tail.
Okay.
You're not gonna get nowhere far. You're not gonna get anywhere far
Is it-
because you're putting yourself in this little cycle where you want this one person to change, and if this person doesn't change, you chase somebody that's almost the same as this person.
It's like almost one expecting to find the exact ideal of a man that you want or woman.
Mm-hmm.
So who is it hurting though in this case? Is it hurting women more than it is hurting men?
Bro, it's an all-around thing. I think everybody's hurting.
I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
Everybody's hurting, right? Especially the 80% who would never get the chance to be explored in their world, even though they might be the best of the best, but yet they are not appealing towards this new dating world generation of, you know what I'm saying, ideal date, where what is the 20%? If we just kind of like look into what are the 20%?
So, bro, no one knows whether somebody is making an amount of money or not. So the
Well-
best thing they could go for is looks.
What you put on your base, no, look,
Exactly. Yeah.
what you put on your status,
profile.
that's what separates
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I agree with you to a degree, right? There are guys who just have to put 6'5" on there. They're complete bums, but they look kind of good. They'll be doing okay. But then there are also guys who are like investment banker, who are also like handsome guys, and that takes them through the roof.
That is the 20%.
Let me
That
tell
among
you- hold on, let me tell you this. When you have people in that kind of state, like status and whatnot, you won't find them on dating apps.
Yes, you will.
You won't.
Yeah,
find
you
them
do.
on
Bro,
dating
one of
apps.
my boys is bro. This guy. Let me tell you, God has favorites, and I'm not one of them. My really good friend Christian.
I could tell, bro.
Stuck for the lust.
He is,
Come on, bro.
He's 6'5", blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean, that's not my thing, but you know, in the society we're in, he's ex-military. He was in the army. Then when he got out of the army, he became an investment banker. He is getting like, if he wanted to, every single night for 365 days, he could have a different woman.
Can I tell you something though? There are people who exactly what you mentioned and can't get a woman at all.
Well, okay, so this is the thing though. I think
So what is it? What are they looking?
Wait a minute. I think we need to be honest. If we were talking about real life, like go to the club, go to the bar, maybe. But just off the strength of a profile, right? Because you don't talk to anyone on a profile. So just off the strength of a profile, meaning he's photogenic, he takes good pictures, he's that height, he has that job, he has that background, he will get dated. Because I think you have to separate.
So we're talking. So what I need to understand, right? It's a categories. So we're talking this 20%. What are they bringing to the table? Is it looks? Okay, through social media, first thing you see the person is about the image, but then again you scroll it down after the image stops you, and you want to see what they wrote there. First thing people look, where is it? What you've done. What do you do for work?
Let me tell you like this. People on social media won't care about what you have on your bio. They don't care about what you have in your description. They don't care about none of that. They look at your 5 photos that you have on social media.
Okay.
And if you appeal to them, if you are good looking to them, and you're their type, they're gonna go for you.
I think we're
And
getting
then
off track.
that's within the 20%.
But we're talking about social media. Let's go back
No,
to dating apps.
no,
Dating
no.
apps is more information.
But
Social media
also
dating apps is the
listen,
same.
when you put in a picture on dating apps, right?
Yeah.
What kind of pictures do you usually put? Pictures where you were in vacation, the ones where you were at dinner, like something that actually the
So
place
they-
that you
they
are says
clickbaiting.
something about it. Basically,
They
you
clickbaiting.
selling.
Okay, so I'm selling. I'll give you an example. I have a dating profile. Mine is like the activities that I do.
Okay,
I have a picture of my friends, and then my first picture is a picture of me,
okay,
right? Just to show you that like I'm a balanced human being. I'm someone who has friends.
Uh-huh.
Here's a picture of me, and then here's a picture of my hobbies.
Gotcha.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, you are. I think we're getting too deep in this. I honestly believe that if you are an attractive enough guy, all that stuff doesn't matter. Like, I think if you're a guy who's like shredded, over 6 feet tall, and pretty handsome, like conventionally handsome, you are the guys who are the 20% who are getting, 80% of the women.
Well,
So the question is, Shamar is asking, what qualifies the 20%? You said that. So that's what we're talking
let
about.
me put it this
And
way.
you
I am
basically,
not
hold
in the
on.
20%.
No. We're not saying you are. Brother,
Yes.
brother, brother, we're not saying you are. No. What we're saying is, Shamar asked, what qualifies a person being in the 20%? And most of it goes looks. And you said looks.
It's looks.
So
on the
when
social
women-
media.
No. Even
On
on
dating
dating
apps.
apps too. Even
On a
on dating
dating
apps
app.
too. Even on dating apps too. They look at whether they like what they see, and if they don't like, they swipe
I mean,
left.
that's
I'll say
everything though.
looks-
That's a mandatory
I'd say
thing.
looks, it's gonna sound dumb. Looks, height, and then profession.
You guys are missing the biggest thing. I wholeheartedly disagree everything you guys mentioned.
Okay, so
You might have this person got the chance to go out on a date, right? But then once you get to know the person, or the first thing that we like to know people, so this is how people assess you, right? If you meet someone, just pay attention to what they're gonna do. The first thing they do is about to ask you, what do you do? They want to base how much of a respect they're going to give it to you.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, if this was like at the end of the dating is about what? The end of dating is about having a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of the people, and specifically the what I see, the way I understand this about the 80-20 rule, is about finance, because women just want finance. That is my thinking. Because I need to know exactly what it is, otherwise.
I'll tell you two things women want: finance
Ooh.
and good genes to pass on to their kids. So
That's human nature, everybody.
everyone, yeah, definitely. But when it comes to women and everybody, not just women, not singling out women, we're really picky in this day and age about who we want to let in our circle. We're really picky, and that's the number one reason why we end up lonely most of the times. We can't look over one flaw, let alone 2, 3, 4.
But I would say, like you said, we end up lonely. Men are lonely. I don't think women are lonely, because we just said that 80% of women are with 20% of men. That
Let me
means
pause
there
you right
are
there.
They are.
80% of
Let
men that are
me
lonely.
pause you right there.
There's also, as
Women can be around with so many people, as long as they go home and they ain't got nobody there home with them, bro, they're lonely.
there are
That's an
there.
assumption,
Listen,
yeah.
I know. No, what I think is everybody is lonely in this case. What can man do to change that, or to get out that
He
pool?
can't do anything.
I want to disagree with that. I think men can do stuff. They can do stuff.
I mean, what can they do? Like, what can they do to be able to be in that 20%?
They can make more money.
That's one.
So sorry. Yes, there are things they can do, but they're drastic.
So if you say today, let's say we got 4 women today, right, and we have 6 guys.
Mm-hmm.
2 are most incredibly handsome.
Mm-hmm.
2 are okay. You know what I'm saying? And 2 are ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that are ugly has more money than the ones that are super handsome. Which one would they go, you
It's a
think?
nail biter. How rich are they?
Huh?
It's going to be a nail biter. How
Is a rich?
We got
very
the.
rich?
So let's.
Like,
we gotta
they
get
never
these
have
answers.
To work again rich?
Well, they
Bro,
never have to work again rich.
I would put good money that they would pick the ugly dude with a lot of money.
That
We
can do
gotta
what I
get
don't
the
know.
women involved in this. We have to get people in the
No,
comments.
because this is the thing.
People in the comments.
No. And
Comment.
this is the thing that you have to understand about people. People don't like to look bad. So they may say one thing, but they'll lie about it. I know a lot of women who be like, it's about the personality. But then when you really break it
No,
down into
there's
it,
a
Look,
TikTok video.
You know what I'm
Tik-
saying?
Look,
bro.
Hold on,
people
but-
in the comments, y'all comment whether you would go for a
it's gonna
attractive
be like, you
person,
can't believe people.
or whether you would go with somebody that has a lot of money.
Let's do this. No. Let's do this. Ready? and follow me closely. Whenever you look at sports stars, right? I'm not going to talk about the elephant in the room, but look at sports stars. Sports stars have very, very, very beautiful wives, right? I guarantee you, if that guy worked at CVS, he would not have the same woman.
Bro, Seal. You know the guy
Seal
Seal?
had Heidi Klum.
Think about Flavor Flav is married to
let's
the Danish woman.
Yeah, let's be completely honest.
You telling
But
me
that's because they are rich,
it's
bro.
That's
it's
what we're
money.
saying.
It's
Don't
money.
never let a woman tell you they care about
I
your
guarantee,
personality. Your
bro.
personality is part of it, but your wealth.
They
is
don't
also
care
part of
any of that. But I guarantee, there's a video. This white guy on TikTok. So he was talking to somebody, right? And somebody was interviewing him, and he said the guy asked him like, "What do you have money or anything?" He said, "Yes." And the guy asked him, "How much money do you have?" And he goes, "I am millionaire." And he asked, "How much?" And he said, "I have 15 million." Right? So they were doing just experiments. It's not real. It's fake. They just this TikToker found this white guy, asking him questions. Imagine his DM was flooded with women.
Oh, was it now?
He's never had it before.
Wow.
His DM was flooded with women.
Wow.
People saying, but think about this, yo. What I did not mention is this guy is older man.
No, like in his 40s or 50s.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? But he just said, I have 15 million in my account and I'm single. His DM was flooded. So the next day they were doing the research and they put it out, the amount of women that just said, "Hey, I was just worried about you. How you doing? How did you wake up?" This. So you telling me looks does anything?
So looks, okay, but this is the thing. It's a higher.
Looks can get you to sleep.
Yeah. Oh no. So it's a whole thing, right? If you like, it's one or two.
Looks.
Do you look good or do you have a lot of money? If you have both, great.
This is a good
But
topic.
You can be
I'm not
either
gonna
or.
lie.
Looks can get you to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who is very good looking. Like I know what is it about. You know what I'm saying?
Why you?
No, I mean somebody
How
who's.
tall are you?
I'm 5'10",
Wow, that's crazy.
but extremely good looking. I'm average.
Good for you.
No, I mean
No, mashallah, my brother looks good.
You can't hate on
Look,
me.
if my brother
You
said he
can't-
look good, bro, he looks good.
Why is it my TikTok?
Take the do-rag
Nah,
off.
why is my
Take the
TikTok?
do-rag
Dude,
off.
my head is shaved. It's so good. Why isn't my TikTok banned today?
Because someone showed you titties.
Why is it someone? Why are you not
They won't do
experiencing-
that to an ugly
Why are
person.
you not experiencing
Why are
that?
y'all looking at me like that?
Why are you not experiencing?
Why am I not experiencing
Yes.
Because I'm a child of God.
No, you in the pool of 80%.
Okay.
You gotta come out of that place,
And
nigga.
you know what's crazy?
Okay.
And you know what? And let's no. And let's be honest, right? Between the three of us, I'm in the 80%. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that.
Don't accept that, bro. That's some bullshit. That's
But-
some
but
bullshit.
this
You
is the
never
thing.
are in the
This
80%,
is
bro.
the thing. Like if we let's like this is gonna sound weird, right? But let's do based off qualifications, right? Like I have a good job, right? I have 2 degrees. I was a professional athlete. Like I have a resume that on paper would be very good, but I'm still part of the 80%.
No, you know why? You know why you are a part of the 80%? I think the 80% actually keep themselves there. You know what I'm saying?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
But the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, you are saying that the 80% keep themselves there. I would agree with you if we're talking about in person. But we're only talking about dating apps. So theoretically, so I'm just
I doubt those people in the 80% probably only like 50% know how to talk to women.
But this is the
Approach a
thing, we're
woman.
not talking about talking to women.
That's
We're talking
a-
about the dating app. Getting someone to like you on a dating app.
But that's
Right.
also like that's talking.
You don't really talk though. Like you like their photo or you say something clever. But like what I'm saying is, even with my resume, like cause to your point, all you see on the dating app is a picture of me, some of my like height, where I'm from, and then my job, right? So just going off of that, I am an 80%er. But if we go off my actual resume of my life, and I'm not bragging, would say that I'm probably in the top 1% of men.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's just very interesting. That tells you how much it is a looks-based thing.
What?
when it
No,
comes to dating.
no.
That proves
but-
my point. I
Huh?
rest my case,
no,
Your Honor.
No. I actually
I rest my case.
I'll tell you what, it's not based only about looks. So you telling me, like, you are not, in my eyes, and it coming from a man, right? In my eyes, I don't think you ugly. You are somewhat ugly, but you not. Let's put it
Bro, you're not ugly, bro.
You are not.
He's
So
not ugly,
so
bro.
is it because you did not put yourself out there like this guy did? Is that why you
Okay,
not seeing it?
Let's see. See, I can show you, and then I can give it to you so you can put it on here too. But like, I'll show you my dating profile, right? It's just it's. There are some people who just catch fire, bro. It's just like I couldn't explain it to you.
Well, look.
Definitely Allah blesses. Look at this guy. Such a handsome guy. Good guy.
Nah, bro.
Clean guy.
So you put everything. Okay. The boxing, I see it, nigga. You about to kill someone. Okay, with the homies.
So some of the problems that might occur.
That seems decent, right?
That's actually like you put everything about you here.
And we'll put this on for you guys to see. If you guys need a man, a 1%er,
Yes.
he's right here. Nah, but what are some of the consequences based off of this 80-20% rule? Now we have loneliness, we have these unrealistic standards that have been
I think that's
set.
another thing you should talk about. I think women have these
It's a delusion.
delusional standards.
Brother, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
Not man.
It's a two-way.
What's up?
It's not. Listen, he said not man.
Men will settle.
no,
men
men
will
will
settle.
settle
Men will settle for six, right? And date 10.
Bear, bro.
He can be.
Bear, bro. Let's be.
Brother.
Let's be.
Men will
brother,
settle.
brother,
men
brother.
will settle a good 6 who could be a wife than a badass woman who are 10 who is not wifey material when you want to get married. I swear on everything. I
are
love.
telling a lie. You guys are telling a lie. Wallahi, billahi, to lie.
Trust me. Well, Rabbul Kaaba, man
I'm
was
telling you.
Look, you were never gonna see in the world
Listen.
woman dating down.
That's a
Not in a minute,
women
but
never
man,
date
bro,
down.
you can find a beautiful woman,
That's-
right?
sorry,
who is
sorry,
dead broke,
there's one
and you
case-
bring her up.
There is one case where women date down, and this is statistical. African American women are the only group of women that date down.
Why is that?
Otherwise, just because they're more African American women in the United States are one of the most educated groups. And so a lot of the time, because African American women prefer African American men are not on the same level as them. So that's the only group in America that dates down. But you
I was
will
about
be.
to say, bro, don't get us canceled, bro.
No. That's fact.
No, we're not gonna pander.
No.
It's not a pandering.
You will be-
Listen.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
a-
let me finish. You will be hard pressed to find a woman who is a doctor is not gonna marry a guy who works the checkout at Kroger or Ralph's here. You know what I'm saying? Like a doctor marries a better doctor.
Okay.
Or
Woman-
they
Can
never-
I stop?
Women-
Can I
yeah,
stop
go
you guys?
ahead.
Can I stop you guys? I realize that we're not on the same page.
You're not
I
even
realize
reading the
that
same
no-
book, nigga.
Nah.
No, the thing is, the point that I made is that we all have this unrealistic standards. You guys are talking about something different. We have this unrealistic standards. Women have these standards on men. So do men have these standards on women.
Man is
standards
just-
on
On a woman?
I think I get what you're saying, but the thing is, men have like it would be nice. Women have concrete do not pass. You get what I'm saying?
Bro,
That's
how many men have passed on a woman because she has some kind of baggage?
Okay.
She had a kid.
Okay, can I tell you why?
No,
Look,
there's
it's a
some
likely.
people-
Serious.
It's a
No,
likely.
that's a standard. Some men they
a woman
prefer.
will pass on you because you're not 5 foot, because you're not 6
No,
feet.
they're
You
hardcore.
chose to have a
No,
child.
that's why I say it's a two-way street. Women's is hardcore.
Brother, you missing this part. I'll tell you why. Why it's not two-way street. A man, genetically, we are looks, right? When we see a beautiful woman, right? We don't think about what she has, how much money she has, all of that, because you're not expecting her to provide it to you. But you, as a man, you look at her, you fell in love with her, with what you have seen. It don't matter what she has and how much where family come from. But when it's a woman, women look for protection and a provider. So where do they go? They always go up.
Let me tell you something. A man falls in love with a woman who they are. A woman falls in love with what a man can be.
Can
That's
be
setting
the
up
potential.
failure. Because just because he can be that doesn't mean he will be that. I have a great example. I have a friend, and she brought up this. Her mother brought up this point. She was like, during our marriage, I wanted, I kept trying to change him and change things. And I said, well, did he try to change you? She's like, no, because he married you where you were at, and he loved you where you were at. He was fine with that. But women always like to try to change things about you and dig at you and change you. So all I'm saying is, women have always had very high standards for men, and that is concrete in the fact that you will be hard pressed to find a woman who dates down.
Never.
It's very rare.
I don't know, brother, where you seeing
look,
this?
The thing is, put yourself in this situation. You meet a girl. Yeah. She has family problems, but she's a good all around. She's a great girl, but she's not getting along with her father. Mm-hmm. Would you go for that?
That's different. Your culture is very different too.
You talk about our culture.
Yeah,
No. I'm talking about just standard for men and women. Men and women both have high standards.
But I'll tell you what.
But no.
It's a Somali culture. If you talk about Westerns, you don't even need to feel to see the parents. Fuck with them. You take the y'all staying together without anybody knowing. But in our culture, no.
Okay, let's talk culture then.
Yeah, in our culture, yes, you will leave a woman because of a tribe. You will leave a woman because of whatever her parents is.
Problem, if she has a kid, gorop. If she's a gorop.
If she's
looked down upon.
Depends on if she has a certain kid. So you talking at a specific place that's 0.000% of the world, which is about that side of the world.
0% of the world, my butt. Bro, every culture around the world is the same. Western society is totally different.
No.
The Western in Ghana, isn't what we just said? Doesn't that apply in Ghana? It doesn't apply in Ghana. It doesn't apply in Ghana.
My parents are different tribes.
Has been a lot.
My cousins are different tribes.
I know for a fact that it applies in Ghana. I know for a fact that it applies in China. I know for a fact that it applies in Russia.
Not in China either.
It is tradition.
China, they honor their fathers like nobody's business. You mean to tell me?
Your people are not as traditional as you think anymore. Things are changing.
You don't marry back home. You do not marry back home based on the person of what they are. You marry of their family. Yeah. You marry of their tribe. You marry of her personality. Has she done something before? You marry of if she's clean, all that stuff. So there's a lot of judgment that goes before anything else. Vice versa, women in Somalia, they check your tribe. The first thing they look at is the tribe, right? The second thing is they don't care about money. Somali women, it's not about money or anything like that. They don't put effort about finance. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why other cultures marriage lasts longer compared to the Western. Western 50% is crazy.
Well, this is the thing.
Everybody here is single.
And this is the thing. And you have to be very, very careful. If you take a survey and you ask people in marriages in other places if they enjoy their marriage, I don't know if you'll get the answer you think you'll get.
Is it though? Are you supposed to be enjoying all the time?
Enjoy and get your rights and your responsibility, a roof over your head, you're not working, or would you rather be single? Like the chances of you being the chances.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by no? Because marriage in America is 50%, bro. That means divorce rates. Yeah. So that means the chances of you getting divorced is high. True. It's likely. Compared to some other countries, you might not be happy, but you're well taken care of. You got a roof over your head.
Are you well taken care of? Because what if you're getting berated? What if you're being abused? What if you have
but
to
then that's
that. Put that stuff.
No,
but it's not.
That's like hypotheticals that even in America there's abuse too.
But in the reality though, it's a cultural thing. If we talk about culture, our culture is basically does everything that you mentioned, right?
It's very different.
But when we're talking about Western, right, there are people who have kids that haven't seen their parents. Like I had roommates, right? They were together and they lived in the same apartment, right? And they got a kid, and that's when they moved back home. So they did not like check his tribe. He didn't check her family. It's any of that. It's just because based they fell in love or they were dating, and that's how it happened.
And I will say, to your people's credit, and like other cultures like Pakistan, India, things like that, an arranged marriage or this marriage where it's a melding of the family has a higher chance of success because there's also more external pressure, right? Like there is external pressure on like from your family for your marriage to work, right? Now, my biggest thing in this doesn't happen in Ghana as much. It still happens though. Is like, and trust me, it's hard, but like there are instances where you have these arrangements where the marriage itself is a shell, right? What's going on within it is not great, right? But to your point, and you brought up a great point, it's that, you know, you're still taken care of, you still have all these things. So it's person to person, right? It's how everyone feels is deterministic. But like, just going back to like what you were saying to start the whole thing, that the people are lonely. 80% of people, 80% of dudes are lonely, and
80% of females are lonely too.
well, it seems like 100% of females are lonely.
Basically,
Basically.
100.
So at the end of the day, what we need to come to term is if we go back to old days, right? Before social media, before there was people who are trying to actually create to divide between male and female war. You know what I'm saying? Before all of this, everything was normal. You know what I'm saying? Loneliness didn't even, I don't know if it existed or anything like that.
I think people have always been, because I read these stories, I listen to these podcasts, you'd see that people would put ads in the newspaper for like dating. So it's always been a thing, right?
No, I mean,
it's always been a thing, but not on this scale. I think another thing that has caused a problem is like, when I go on Instagram, I see women who are incredibly beautiful, right? I think what's happened with social media is we all have this idea that these 1% of people are many.
Do you
Just
feel
1%.
do you feel comfortable approaching a beautiful woman?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have nothing to lose.
Okay. So I think what I also know is there are a lot of men who would not approach women just because they're afraid of the rejection. The same thing, women. There are a lot of women who would not approach men because of the rejection. So a lot of times, what are the factors that's playing this role? There's fear of both genders, kind of like, yo, I don't want to be this, and there's also financial, like, you know, in the end, it all comes back to that. I feel like
I will tell you this: if I'm out and about or if I'm on a dating thing, I will look at a woman and be like, I can't afford that.
I wrote that in DM somebody. I said, you are beautiful, but you will waste all my money. I said, I'm good. I can be friends with you.
Yeah,
and actually, she laughed at me.
I don't know if I can, because social media is a motherfucker, right?
No, even in like real life, you'll see someone and there's something about them where you're like, I just feel like they live a life that I cannot financially. Because you have to. You gotta know that part. You gotta be a part of that lifestyle to know that. I'm not like,
so for example, like if a chick is wearing Balenciagas, some all of that, then you can say that. But if a chick got a good fit on, like a fashionable fit, but everything's from Ross.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't think like, oh man, I can't afford that. But it's Ross clothes, you know what I mean?
Nah, but
no diss to Ross, because there's some good.
You can also tell by the person too, right? Like they like vacations, they like expensive things.
Oh brother.
So like for me personally, dude, I'm a real low key kind of guy.
Nah, but think about this though.
I like vacations, but
I
not
think
too much.
what changed the game is women today really want more of just like financial stability, because women back in the days, they wanted family and kids. Well, kids was their pride.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Women have also, social media has.
And they wake up.
What they can.
And they wake up. They wake up from the sleep when they're in their 30s, and that's when they realize I'm freak out. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing.
It's a midlife crisis.
It's a midlife crisis. That women usually wakes up like so until they're 25, they are the upper hand. But by the time it hits 25, things will start to go down.
Oh man, I'm gonna be 30 in June.
I mean, it's not about male. Men actually get better.
We get
30 and up.
As we grow, as we grow, we have to grow for the betterment. We
For
have
the
to
better-
get we have to get money when we're older.
That's what I'm saying.
We have to keep looking good when we're older. That's
So
what-
you grow, you mature as you get 30, and you know what I'm saying. But it's different. So that also happens. So what would it be your suggestion? I have my suggestion of how to kind of get away from the whole thing.
the whole 80-20?
The 80-20, which it's impossible to be able to do
I
it.
think to break that cycle, bro, girls have to take the initiative and shooting their shot first. At this point in this age, it has to be like that. Because if you and not look, I'm gonna give you historical events, okay, in regards to religion too. And I thought about this a while ago. Women who shoot their shot first tend to be a little bit more satisfied with that relationship if it prolongs, if it gets longer. They'll be all right. I'll give you the story of Prophet Musa. When he was escaping the Pharaoh, he was in the desert and he helped out the lady in Midian, the city Midian. And that lady basically suggested to her father, like, hey, I wanna marry this guy. She shot her shot. It ain't gotta be dramatic. It ain't gotta be drastic. But that's one way. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khadija was like, who's that guy? Basically. You know what I mean? So she sent her sister to go tell him, what do you think about my sister? She's interested in, and he was like, why does she want me? But that's a way of her shooting her shot, and that relationship was successful.
Absolutely. Do you think that right now though, like they don't? You think they don't?
Women shoot their shot nowadays. They do.
They kick it from far away too.
Yeah.
Not only.
Yeah,
shoot.
they do.
I think women shoot their shot with those 1%ers.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think women are shooting
Not
their
with
shot
everybody.
Like everybody. All the women are aiming at that 20%.
And they're not even getting it. The thing about it is not. It's just about the aiming we're talking about. It's not about like nailing it, getting that. You know, it's about like the circle. So basically, guess what though? If 80% of the women are dating 20% of the men, aren't they run through by 20%
Yeah, absolutely.
on the man?
Absolutely.
Right? They're being
Absolutely.
fucked up. So basically, the 80% are waiting their chance till they are finished. And by the time they are being finished, they go back to
get
look for the
the
80%.
last chance, yeah.
So, yeah,
Damn,
The last
80%.
it's an evil world we live in. But
That is not fair.
I'll tell you this: that 20% of men, like if you're standing from my side, you already hate them. But then when you figure out the point that they also get to pick
Out
the
of that
exact
80.
person that they want, like I mean, I'm not gonna get married, but like
Why
if
you-
I was gonna get married, I would have to pick from what's left. But that 20% gets to pick. They get a new car. I have to get a Corolla that has like 10,000 miles on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough, man.
So it's like it's
Depends on
it's
where you
better.
are though. If you go to Africa, you will get the 1%. No, it's true. It's where you are.
Yeah, bitch, Bear.
Why?
Bitch.
Why?
I heard you laugh.
Bro, because who goes... Okay,
You a
people...
hoe ass
Bro, chill, bro. It ain't even like...
nigga. You a hoe ass nigga.
It's not even like that. It ain't even like that, dog. The thing is... With
Why are you
Africa-
laughing at it, bro?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I laughed at when he said when you go to Africa.
I'm from Africa. Yeah, I would go.
We're all
And that's
from
where
Africa.
you go.
The
You
thing is,
definitely
we
gonna
talked
be the
about this
1%.
before. Hold on, we talked about this before. You told me you wouldn't go to Africa now.
I was gonna go to. I would go to Africa. What are you talking? How are you talking about this?
Bro, we talked
Would I
about
marry
it.
someone from Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm.
No, but I'm saying it's you said I wouldn't be the 20%, right? So, but you being all the things that you have, right? If you go back today, back home, you will be the top 1%. You know what I'm saying? And that is not because of looks or the judgment of looks or anything. That's because of your degree.
It's merit.
People actually look there what you have studied, like what you know. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a different mindset. Those people want to leave
Exactly.
their place.
And it's not. That's
And
not.
can you
That's
take
not
them
the
away?
reason, bro. That's not the reason why you should get married. That shouldn't
Yeah.
be the reason why you should get married.
No, I'm not saying you should be getting married, but I'm talking about the 1% of what I'm saying. It's a myth. It's about where you are. It's
Yeah,
where
it's
you are.
literally
At the
about
end of the
where you
day, bro, it's who God prescribed for you, who God destined for you to be with. At
Absolutely.
the end of the day, it's all qadr.
Like earlier, you asked me a question. You said if you swipe a girl like one time, and then like, would you be dating that girl? And I said yes, I would. Reason why I would is because when you swiping first, right? You may not. Sometimes you just swipe through like this, right? And you see something like you may not pay attention to it, but you might miss something, right? And then next time, if that picture comes up, the same picture, guarantee you will stop and to look for it. To look at what it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? You may not like it again. You might scroll it. And then again, you go back. But if you see the same, you definitely going to see like what this
different.
individual is about.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, let me pay attention to this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So basically, I think the whole thing is about myth, and it's a Western society thing where they're trying to kind of keep the population, bro, lower. I'm being a little bit conspiracy theorist, right? But I'm just being realistic. The way things are right now today, there's not a lot of marriage happening.
I think it's just the consequence of inequality.
Now, let me give y'all my answer, audience. I said for women to shoot their shot first. And not only that, men go out there and explore your options. You know what I mean? Those are the ways to break in this 80-20%.
But they do though.
I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at you, matter of fact. Now you're
So you telling the homie he has to step outside. His
Step
comfort
outside.
zone.
I don't like going outside, man. This hell's outside.
You gotta wait. So would you
Those
be
are mine.
if you'd go today? Like, would you be scared to date? Would you feel a little bit like scared when you're talking to women?
I don't. This is the thing. I'm not good at small talk. So like, what we're talking about now, I can talk about for a long time. But like, where are you from? What do you like to do? I'm not doing that shit.
But that's the beginning of anything.
I know, and I'm not good at that. I don't have a lot of friends for that reason.
So no small talk.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
Can you imagine being in the elevator, bro?
And you got stuck in the elevator.
He was like, oh damn, I don't want to talk to this person. They
I don't
ask
talk
you.
to anybody, bro.
They ask you like, nice weather today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up though. Yeah, that's for being like not talking to anybody. Like, I don't know how I would feel about me.
No, it's not really fucked up because there's some people that are just
I'm
like
very
that. They just
introverted.
they just
I'm
like.
Wait, no, but you're not even gonna say somebody like, hey.
Oh, I say hello because
Yeah, this
obviously
is-
I was raised a certain way.
There are people who are never gonna say hello
And
to you,
that's very
and
odd
they'll
to
look
me.
you
And
dead
they'll
in
look
the
you
eye.
Yeah.
Of course, they're weird, bro. They're weirdos.
Everyone, maybe it's a cultural thing. Weird. You know?
No, it's a cultural thing, but nah,
I
man.
know who you're talking about.
But listen, I think we need to end this with
Yeah.
the right note. Whereas if
Fuck these hoes.
no, you women out there, like, you're missing a great man just because it didn't fit in what you're looking for. You were never gonna find a handmade man, and the guys, you were never gonna find a handmade female.
The same build a bear workshop.
So yeah, you have to kind of be, you got to give the person a chance. At least I would say give the man a one date, and that will tell you whether you want it or not. You know what I'm saying? And
And I'll finish with this. Wherever someone, whatever someone is good at, they lack in one. Wherever they're like really good in one aspect of thing, they suck on the other aspect. A guy can be tall, handsome, and rich, but is he mentally there? Does he have his akli? He probably doesn't know how to treat a woman.
no, they don't. They don't care. Look at some of the rappers are dumb as fuck. They're getting every woman. Like, they get the 80% of the women.
like you get another O.J. Simpson case.
What do you mean by that?
O.J. Simpson, how he killed his wife.
Well,
Well,
yeah, we gotta finish this
supposedly-
case, bro.
supposedly. But yeah, you asked me that question.
Allegedly.
And then there's people who are short, but they know how to treat a woman right, and they know how to do their due diligence. So it's like you gotta weigh out your options. Do you want a tall, good-looking, rich nigga that's abusing you, dumb, and all of that, doesn't know how to take care of himself? Well, let's take the rich part out, because most of these tall niggas that are attractive are actually broke as fuck.
Oh
I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie. They're just depending on their looks.
Oh wait, you hating right now?
I just
Hey,
this
yo,
this is coming
somebody's
from a
hating, isn't he?
Bro, there's a guy on Instagram. His whole channel is him being like 6'8", and girls just liking him because he's 6'8".
just because he's 6'8", bro.
What is he gonna
If
do?
he's
He's
smart
just
enough,
gonna
he'll
walk
make
in
money off
under
of
the
that.
door and just show like
Bro,
that
he's just 6'8", and all his whole like page is him like being like, "What's your number?" Like doesn't even say anything, and he's
Bro.
6'8", so he get like I have lost faith, and I don't at this point. I just don't. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
But anyways, we'll end off with that. Shamar, what you got to say, dog?
Nah, bro. I would say what? Go get it, bro. Stop being like what's the introvert? Stop being you niggas you niggas gotta step outside, man.
Change the way I am.
Nah, you gotta step outside.
Nah,
Get out of this.
You
You
don't
can't
gotta be in a club or a party, but be at a coffee shop.
just do
Be at a
something.
library, somewhere quiet.
Just do something. At the end of the day, man, work on yourself too, man. That's what separates you from everybody else. Get a good body, great mind, find a God, most importantly, and then the rest will fall in line. And that's what we're gonna say. Peace out. Yay.